Welcome to an episode of r/slash malicious compliance, where we share stories of people conforming to the letter, but not the spirit of a request. Sit back and enjoy these stories, and at the end of this video, make sure to like and comment, and definitely subscribe if you have not already done so. Enjoy. And this story is posted by u/h says, "Don't fix the toilet because it's Friday? Thanks for the 2-week paid vacation." So I'm a physician and worked in this clinic a couple years ago. It's 4 p.m. on a Friday. We had no more patients scheduled. I come out and chat with the receptionist and notice there's a stench sewage coming from the bathroom. Everything looks fine, but the toilet flushes a little slow. The smell brought flashbacks when this had happened at my own house 6 months earlier. I came home from work one day and my shower and bathroom floor had overflowed with spit and sewage. My dog stepped in it and walked all over the house. I'll never forget. So I tell my receptionist to call our office manager in building maintenance. They said they'll come check it out on Monday morning. I said there's going to be spit in the halls if we wait till then. We called a second time and the maintenance department sends a guy out. I can already tell he's ready to start his weekend already, so he peeks in. Doesn't check anything. Doesn't even flush the toilet. He comes out 5 minutes later and says it's the AC. I said it seems like a plumbing problem. Not sure why the AC unit would emit the stench of spit, but what do I know? I'm just a doctor. He said don't worry about it. He'll get the AC guys to come on Monday. I called the office manager and she said just let maintenance take care of it on Monday. I gave it the college try to convince someone to fix it, but no one wanted to call someone in on a Friday afternoon and stick around to see it through. Not my job. I decide to close the office and go home. It's 6 a.m. and Monday morning. I get woken up by a call from our receptionist and office manager. The toilet had overflowed and flooded the clinic with 2 inches of sewage. It soaked the carpet and up the drywall. We reschedule all our patients for the week while they replace the floors, tear out the baseboards and drywall, replace the drywall, and have a professional hazardous materials cleanup crew to sanitize and clear us to see patients again. All in all, I was told it cost $10,000 to $15,000 for the cleaning and repairs. I got 2 weeks off with pay since I'm salaried. My salaries for those 2 weeks was around $10,000. This doesn't include the 3 hourly staff, nurses and receptionists, that were paid to sit and answer phones telling patients we were closed. Who knows how much money was lost in not seeing the patients and billing insurance. I estimate the total cost was around $50,000. My contract ended 2 weeks after that, so that final month was quite nice. And this story is posted by u/longshot79. EK gets us suspended for a week. Okay, I work on elevators and was, at this time, an apprentice working on service jobs with a mechanic. We'll call him Rick. Now, Rick was a really nice guy. We got along really well, but he had a bit of a short fuse. Thrown tools were fairly normal if he got frustrated. Anyways, we were working on an elevator with the machinery in the basement, and some of it was only accessible from the elevator pit. We took all the steps we normally would, put signs on the walls over the buttons saying that the elevator was out of service, barricaded our work area at the bottom floor, shut the elevator down, and went to work. Now, this elevator had the buttons and doors on the same circuit as the cab lights, which is very unusual for elevators, and we hadn't turned the light switch off because, well, we wanted the lights. Entitled Mom, never found out her name, now comes into play. I'm working in the elevator pit, and I hear the elevator doors open, and then hear the mom step in and the loud noise of the buttons in the cab being hammered. This quickly turned into her banging and then kicking the doors and screaming for help. This progression took less time than it would have taken for me to get a word in edgewise. I, being the nice guy I am, yelled up to her to press the door open button, but as the sign she'd had to move to press the button said the elevator was out of order. A few confused sounding seconds later, the door opened and the mom exits. I'm thinking, okay, no big deal, situation over. Nope. The mom storms down the stairs, pretty fast I'll admit, and starts pounding on the bottom door where we're barricaded off our area. So she's already inside a barrier that's very much there for her safety, and she's screaming at me that I trapped her in the elevator and I need to turn it on now because her baby was on the 4th floor in her stroller and needed to come downstairs to go to an appointment. Now, Rick and I are, as I've said, pretty nice guys, and if she come and ask politely when the elevator would be fixed, he'd probably have sent me to go help her. Hey, I'm the apprentice, that's the breaks, but I'd happily go and give a hand. Today would be different. I stayed where I was because, frankly, she can't get to me so she can have her tantrum. Then Rick arrived. She saw him in his elevator company shirt and went off that I had trapped her and the elevator fell and her baby was in the hallway and needed to come down right now, so we better get the elevator turned on right now. Now, Rick is also very smart and has been doing service for many years. He calmly tells her we can't just turn it on, we have to complete the repairs for safety reasons. The mom goes off again, losing her mind at Rick before using the classic entitled mom phrase, "I want to speak to your supervisor." Rick is prepared for this. You see, Rick is technically his own supervisor, and his business cards say service supervisor on them. So he hands her his own card and walks outside to the van. Of course, she calls him, tells a story that almost resembles what actually happened, which is the last straw for Rick. Don't effing lie to Rick. So he maintains his composure and tells her that our behavior was unacceptable and that he would be suspending us for a week without pay. After a few minutes, he came in, knocked on the door where I was waiting, so I opened it up. He leaned down and whispered, "Pack up and act angry." So I played along, packed up the tools, and carried them to the van. Straight past the mom, still fuming in the hall. On the way out, she asked Rick what was going on and when the elevator would be back on. Rick looked at her, deadpan, and said, "Well, I just got suspended for a week, and I'm the only one who can do this job. So, in about a week." A week later, we returned and flipped a switch I had finished while we were waiting for her tantrum to subside. And this story is posted by u/snowpearl. Take your time. It's not like I'm in a rush or anything. Well, if you insist. The gym in my apartment building recently opened up again, though it's still empty for the most part. Before and after I use any machine, I aggressively spray disinfectant and wipe it down. I started noticing one woman who, for some reason, always waits to use elliptical after I finish cleaning, even though there are 5 other identical machines in the gym that are available. It doesn't matter which elliptical I use, she hops on the minute I'm done cleaning. I know I'm being petty, but this annoyed me. It's not difficult to wipe down a machine. The gym specifically supplies disinfectant and paper towels. So the next time I noticed she was waiting for me to finish cleaning, I took my sweet butt time. It usually takes 1 or 2 minutes max, but I stretched it out to a good 10 minutes. Periodically stop to check my messages, pick a new song from Spotify, get distracted by a bird flying past the window, etc. She finally got impatient and said sarcastically, "Take your time. It's not like I'm in a rush or anything." I smiled at her and replied cheerfully, "Thanks, I appreciate that." Pretty sure smoke was coming out of her ears as I resumed spraying and wiping every single nook and cranny on that darn elliptical while taking breaks when I felt like it. And this story is posted by u/Corianne0226. Can't use my cell phone at work? Have fun texting me when you want something. I used to work as a manager at a small business. I was the only employee on site during the day, so I was expected to answer the phone, check in deliveries, help walk in customers, etc. anytime they came in. Because I constantly needed to be available, I didn't have a real lunch break. I would just eat my lunch at my desk when I had time. One afternoon, when my boss called me on the office phone and very casually asked, "Hey, what's going on? What are you working on?" I told him the project I was in the middle of, and he said, "Really? Because I've been watching the cameras and you've been messing around on your cell phone for the last 5 minutes. I explained to him that my fiance had texted because there was an emergency that had come up and I was trying to help him handle it, giving him the account information, logins and passwords, etc., since I was working and couldn't handle it. His response was, "I don't care. I don't ever want to catch you on your phone again." I tried to explain that I didn't get any breaks or anything during the day, so I didn't have any of my own time to handle things that may come up, but he didn't care. So, knowing full well that the owners, the other managers, and staff members constantly texted me throughout the day whenever they needed something, I complied. The next day, I came in and I left my phone in my purse. I had a smartwatch so I could see when I got a text, but I didn't answer because I wasn't allowed to be on my phone. After 2 days of me ignoring their requests during the day and only answering their text after leaving, saying, "Sorry, I didn't see your text because I'm not allowed to be on my phone at work. I've already left for the day," my boss came in and told me we needed to have a discussion. He called me out on my malicious compliance, but also acknowledged that I was essentially locked in the office for 8 hours a day. So, going forward, I could take a half-hour lunch break where I didn't have to do anything else, and I was allowed to use my phone during the day, as long as I didn't abuse the privilege. Edit: for everyone commenting that it was illegal for them not to give me a lunch break, that's not the case in my state. Breaks are not federally mandated in the U.S. Oh man, those were 4 great stories. To hear the best stories of the week, click on the video in the top left-hand corner. To hear more Reddit stories all related to what you just heard, click on the video in the top right-hand corner. And if you have not already done so, click on the subscribe button in the bottom right-hand corner. Once again, this is TNA, Top Notch Audio. Thank you for listening and have yourself a great day.